Dum 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 diddy diddy dum diddy dum 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 diddy diddy dum. For some reason my sound isn't working today.
All right, yeah.
Okay,
that was
that's enough.
good. Very well done.
Oh, how are you, boys? How are you all? Everybody fine? Everybody dandy?
I give. You know what?
Ooh.
I need to
Who's
put my
going
headphones
first?
on again. I can't hear. I
Okay.
can't hear
You just
anything.
can't hear us. Hold on. It will help if it's over here. How are you guys? All you guys good?
Hey, what is it? Tuesday. Tuesday.
Wait,
How are you doing?
where's
How
my
are you
note?
doing? Hey, yes, we're back. It's another week.
Another week,
Yeah,
another
indeed.
day, another
Indeed.
dot.
So how are you guys? How was your Tuesday? How was your Monday and Tuesday for you?
I had a
You
very
can't hear me.
interesting Monday. What did I get up to? Actually, not much. I'm going. Oh, I didn't really do much. I went outside and I did a bit of writing from outside today, which is very nice, out in the sunshine. And so I did that.
That's lovely.
And that was lovely. It really was very, very nice. Yes, and that's kind of been the highlight of these 2 days. Yeah.
How about you, Chris? How was your Tuesday?
I spent most of the day with the kids doing some homeschooling.
Very good.
And then spent the rest of the time waiting for time to pass.
Waiting for the show. Just waiting for this.
Waiting for time to just get a move on.
Yeah, but everything's open now there. So, Alicia, it.
Quasi.
Well, no, they're not yet. No, they're not yet.
And apparently it's not going to be for like another week, because according to the reports that came out today, that with all the checks and inspections they have to do, it's going to be could be 1 to 2 more weeks before everything's open. So there was
possibly, yeah. I mean, I was thinking about that when I was seeing all the restrictions that have been put into place. I was thinking, surely nobody has this kind of stuff lying around at home. You know, like
what sort of stuff? So, what do you mean?
You know, for example, they for certain shops, or so they want perspex divided. I'm thinking a shop's not just going to have those in the back, you know, or on the back. They need to order them. They need to get them prepared and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. But having said that, my wife went out today and she said she passed by a couple of hairdressers and nail salons, and they all had people inside sort of looking busy, preparing stuff.
Wow. Fair enough. Yeah, they're all on it. They're all on it. Well, hey.
Yeah, so they're all on it. Yeah.
Indeed, they are today. That's going to be one of the topics we're going to be talking about, the new lifted restrictions, what people thought. We're also going to be talking about Robert's speech, aka the cure to insomnia. We'll be going over that.
Mas conta this then. What were you expecting? Fireworks coming out of his ass. What did you want? La Folie Bourget? You know?
Come on, but in a 20-minute speech, he said nothing in 20 minutes.
Oh, maybe maybe next time he needs to be high diving from into a tiny swimming pool or something.
No, 20 minutes. I mean, in the sense, really undermining what he was saying.
Wesley was not amused by.
I cannot contribute to this because I didn't see any speeches. So
I didn't see it either.
I've got nothing to add.
Okay, no.
I didn't see it either, Steve. But it's a speech announcing lifting of restrictions from COVID. Apologies if he didn't. Apologies if there wasn't bungee jumping involved. You know,
Wesley wanted more action in his speeches.
Yeah. Well, not more action, more content. It would be on that.
Whose speeches have you been watching, Wes? Whose speeches have you been watching? Whose speeches have you been watching?
Charmaine's and what's his name, Chris Ferns, and they're a little bit more straight to the point. They basically say the shit. But oh my gosh, it was quite impressive seeing the comments of how many people were saying, "Hey, get on with it."
So basically,
get on with it. Accent.
Yes.
So basically, what he did was he sort of made it a little bit political. Is what you're saying?
A little bit is possibly an understatement. But no. But no, it was quite interesting because it was the first time I watched TVM and I actually saw the comments swaying so anti-government. I was like, okay, there are, in the sense, what's happened there. It was quite an interesting read. In fact, I downloaded some of them. What's it called? Some of the comments, and there are some quite funny ones that go about. I'll read some of them later on in the show.
Do you know what we should do, Wes? We should. I'm sure the Prime Minister's office has a sort of feedback website form on their website. We just go back and give him a critique. Give him a critique of his performance.
If I was doing this speech, this is what I should do.
Yeah,
this is what I would do.
Maybe a dance number, you know.
Might give you a part-time.
There is a Twitter account that critiques Donald Trump's tweets and sort of gives him feedback on each one.
Is there?
Yeah.
Well, it could be high time that there's one for Robert Abela and Multigovs on that. So here's one. Well, that didn't work well. A brief history of 2020. I think 2020 is broken, and that looks about how long the year will be as well. So I think everything is right in there.
I have a feeling. Today somebody sent me a video, and it was it made me sick. Not because it was like, Daddy, tell me the story of how humanity saved itself. So there was the great realization when we all went inside, and then when we left our house, we realized that what was outside, we liked it better than what we had before, and we all changed our ways, and that's why hindsight is 2020. It's like, oh my God, I hate this. This is ridiculous.
So, Steve, that was a private video I made with my kid. Okay, all right.
Dude, it's got something like 70 million views, and everyone's like, this is so beautiful. Yeah, 2020 is going to be the year that changed everything. No, it's not. Of course it's not. It's not. It's going to be a year where loads of shit happened, and more shit is going to happen. I think there's going to be a war before the end of the year. There's going to be a massive world war, I reckon, before 2021. You heard it here first.
Later on in the show, we do have someone's predictions of what will happen in each month of the year. We'll get into that a little bit later on. But 2020, it is true though. We should have seen it coming. With a year like 2020.
What do you mean we should have seen it coming?
And all that sort of thing.
I thought it was because I gave you bats the last time you came to eat here.
No,
I saw this.
So this was fun. Me thinking summer of 2020 is canceled because of coronavirus, but then the world reopens in July.
That's very true.
Barbie.
That's so true. I saw a photo of myself from a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, "Is that what I look like now?" I was quite impressed.
Wow.
You're bulking up for your next big role.
You look terrible, Chris Vera. We've been wanting to tell you for a while. I'm glad you brought it up yourself.
Yeah, well, thank you.
After lockdown, where's Willie?
That's very good. Very good. Yeah. I like that.
So this is one of the talking points for today. Me coming out of lockdown with the random shit I ordered online. So a dragon, a staff. Yeah, I can go with that. And that for me brings us to our first topic of the day. What was the weirdest thing you bought on lockdown? Did you buy anything? Did you not buy anything? What was the weirdest thing you bought on lockdown? This is one for all you viewers out there as well. Let us know, because this is one. It will tell us a lot about you guys out there. But more so, it's just for our amusement. So Steve, what was the weirdest thing you bought on lockdown?
I don't think I bought anything like mega weird. Like I bought a couple of like vinyl records that I've been wanting to buy, and like a cat bought a jigsaw. I've mentioned this jigsaw puzzle many times. So we bought this jigsaw puzzle, and I don't know that we've bought anything. Like, you know, I've ordered like, you know, some stuff for like I've sent some gifts to my mum. Like I sent her wool and stuff because she wanted to start knitting. So stuff like I've never ordered shit like that before, but not really nothing like out of the ordinary and weird. So Kat's been buying special, I don't know, weird milk because she's started to make Jabane it.
Oh yeah, they look amazing, man.
So that's, I think that's probably the weirdest because it has to be special milk. I don't know. So yeah, but apart from that, nothing. Yeah, they're actually really tasty. But yeah, nothing that weird.
So okay, so no impulse buys, no late night Amazon sort of. This would look to be really cool.
Late night, I'll either be asleep or I watch stuff, or I'm getting down to business with my wife. So I don't really end up on Amazon buying shit. No, I'm quite good like that actually. I don't like Amazon because Amazon Prime have nothing on, and I've been on Amazon Prime for ages, so I've got a bit of an aversion to Amazon.
What do you mean they have nothing on? They have nothing available?
Prime is shit as a streaming service. Yes, Amazon
Prime. Okay.
So because I've bought, because at Christmas time you buy presents on Amazon and then you end up subscribing to Amazon Prime to get the free delivery, and then you're still paying 6 months later. You're like, oh, I'll see what they've got on. I'm like, oh my god, I've been paying 6 months for this. So yeah, aversion against them. Yes.
They have like two good shows on there. The Boys was quite good. But yeah, and if you want, you can watch The Boat, Steve. You can watch The Boat.
I did watch Joe at the party. I did actually. I did watch The Boat. I did watch it I don't know 2 weeks ago or something. Okay. Good movie. Yeah,
cool. So according to Martha Bartolo, sushi ingredients was the weirdest thing she bought. Why is it weird? I'm not quite sure, but cool. Valentino Camilleri said hello.
Hello.
It could be our audience is getting younger by the day, so hello, Valentino.
You do on TikTok, Wes, so you're tapping into that demographic.
Hello there. I have a 30-minute presentation I would like to make on getting through COVID symptoms by Donald Trump.
Okay. Do it. Make it.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Follow your dreams.
What about Chris? What was the weirdest thing you bought during this lockdown?
Twister. We bought a game of Twister.
Yeah. Okay.
I also.
So when one should be social distancing, you got as close as possible.
Yes. Yeah. I bought a collection of whoopee cushions.
Very good.
Of different sizes, so they have different kind of different sounding farts.
That's good.
Okay.
My kids think they're balloons. But that's pretty much it. You know, I was about to buy some hiking boots, but
okay.
But then I thought, why? It's summer. I'm not going to go hiking.
Exactly. Also, where the hell are you going to go, Chris?
I'm not sure.
But you can't even go to the hairdresser even when they open.
And I just stopped short of buying a remote control airplane.
Okay.
No,
why didn't you buy it?
Because it's gonna sound. It was a bit. I want a big one, and I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if it was.
You weren't sure how big it was.
I wasn't sure if it was big enough for me.
It's a Boeing 747.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's that one's on hold. It's on the sort of like saved basket kind of thing, you know.
Right. Yeah. What about you, Wes? What's the weirdest thing you've bought?
Groceries. In the sense, I bought nothing weird this lockdown. I was what did I? Actually, let me just check Amazon just in case.
Yeah, sometimes your basket on Amazon is full of weird and wonderful stuff, isn't it?
No. I usually
we had shared some screenshots once, hadn't we? About this?
Oh yes, back in the day. There were some amazing things.
It was right after we'd bought all the props for Game of Thrones in 60 minutes, GOT in 60,
yes.
and we'd bought a lot of adult kind of toys. And so
we bought more.
Amazon suggestions were quite
risque, so to say.
Well, suddenly Amazon seemed to think that Wesley had a very rich fantasy adult life in the bedroom, so to speak.
Yep. With a lot of male blob dolls. But yeah, so guys, if you want to let us know more about what the weird stuff you brought, let us know. Let's move on to the next one. Now, Professor Charmaine is no longer with us. 12:30 every day. So 12:30 minutes. Prof. Charmaine. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
I love the one of the swimming pool just sitting there, standing there in this empty.
That's really good.
If you do get a chance to fast forward through yesterday's speech, you should see the look on her face during that first 20 minutes when Robert was just going off by himself. She just had this look of, why am I? She had the look of this guy right here. It was like, what am I doing? Why am I here? Oh my God, I want my life to end.
I don't know this woman at all, but whenever I see her, she's always kind of got that look of, she doesn't seem to have a smiley resting face.
No, she does. If you get her on a good day when there's like really low numbers and she's announcing something, you can tell if there's low numbers because she's smiling from the word go. She has the worst tell on the planet. This is something my wife picks up on over there. Yeah. So let's move on. So in retrospect, in 2015, not a single person got the answer right to where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Very good. Very good.
Yeah. That's I have to agree with. I wouldn't have ever.
Ruben bought something interesting. There you go.
24 packs of yeast. I guess you didn't know how much yeast you need to make a loaf of bread.
No.
Packs of yeast.
Yeah, Ruben just he tries to support people, certain ladies who've got infections, and so that's how he does it. That was just on their Kickstarter page, and that was the prize he got. Okay.
Oh, brilliant stuff. So let's keep going. I made a mistake of telling my suitcase that we won't be going anywhere this year because of the pandemic. I'm having to put up with a lot of emotional baggage. Yeah, if we had sound effects today, that is exactly the one I'd be using.
Not as good as a joke I heard yesterday from this guy who told me he was trying to console somebody who knew someone who died from coronavirus. And he said, I went up to this person and I said, plethora. And the guy said to me, thanks. That means a lot.
Oh
my God. I can't believe I found it funny. All right.
Oh, it's cute.
Plethora is a good word as well.
Plethora is a good word. I like it.
It's used to great effect in the Three Amigos.
Yes. Oh my God, I haven't seen that movie for ages.
Thank you. That is the next one on my list to show Georgia, because our classic cinema run is going really well. We did Back to the Future and Back to the Future 2. Now we're doing Back to the Future 3 this week, and Three Amigos will be on there. What? Yeah, not as good, it's true, but you have to finish the story.
Of course,
you can't just leave it there.
Of course.
And so Three Amigos will be on the list. So
very
fantastic.
Good.
Thank you for reminding me of that, Chris.
Very good. Great movie.
So moving on. Start of Robert's speech. End of Robert's speech.
I feel that way. I feel that way at the end of our live streams as well.
Trust me, we get straighter to the point, and we talk about nothing all the show. So this was one of the comments last night. Tobba fischifmo il premio.
Tobba was
Tobba.
Very good.
This was one of just the general ones going about, but it was quite interesting. Towards the end of it, it was. What is it? Hold on, I just need to find the timing. These are the ones. People were talking a lot about SpongeBob. High Hubbar li Yato Champions League Liverpool was another one. Another person was Eya Ashayib da Adrian Zamit. It was quite amusing, and it did go. By the end of it, the general comment was, "Get on with it. We have no idea what you're going to say." But and then he left it in Chris Fern's hands, and I kid you not, the guy got it out in like 2 minutes flat. He got all the news out. Moving on. Next one over here. So when schools reopen, Miss, he's wearing my mask. is going to be one of those things that are going to be happening with the kids. Miss, he's coughing on me. He says my mask is cheap, and then you have this little dude in the corner over here, chilling.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the teachers when they get back after literally having like almost a full year off, how they're going to be?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be insane. I don't know how they're going to do it. My kids will not keep a mask on for any length of time, so I don't know how that's.
Do they expect kids, like really young kids, to wear masks? Is that kind of?
No, they can't. They can't. They're just not going to do that.
Which obvious.
I don't know what's going to happen, but even adults can't even wear masks. There's the shop up the road that takes the guy taking your temperature before you go in to make sure that you're not sick. Wears the mask like this, and he's the guy who's supposed to know what to do, and even he's not wearing the mask properly.
Oh well, how do they take the temperature? Is it anally?
Yes, everybody. Just before. That's what Steve. Yeah, Steve. Why do you think it's called Entering Arcadia?
Yeah, but very good.
Right. So there we are. A new study confirms cats can't spread COVID-19, but would if given the option.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go on to a subject which is unrelated to our memes, but related to, well, life in general. Would you go to an open-air cinema or theater? This was one of the measures that was announced last night in our easing restrictions. The open-air cinema one came really out of the blue. It was like, we have an open-air cinema. We can open-air cinema.
Isn't it like what they do in Valletta when they do they do like an open-air cinema sometimes in front of the door?
No. Basically, from what I've heard, there's been a bit of a tender. There's been permission given to open a massive open-air drive-in cinema sort of thing.
Cool. But that's different. A drive-in cinema is different to an open-air cinema.
Yeah, yes, but for some reason, the thing said, okay, you can have an open-air cinema. Something just started working for me again.
Well, I think if they said you can have an open-air cinema, that means anyone who can operate an open-air cinema, as long as it's within social distancing rules, can operate it. Mm-hmm. So that would also mean that things like the Valletta Film Festival, when they have open air cinemas, if it's under social
could operate as well.
Could work.
That's correct.
Yeah, and if they had money, because
that also does help. But yeah, so would you guys out there go to an open air cinema or theater? Like let's start with you two. Would you go to an open-air cinema or theater or drive-in? Let's add that one in there.
Drive-in for sure. I'd definitely go to a drive-in because you're still in your car. It's enclosed kind of thing, and it's so much fun. It's so nice. It's a great experience. So drive-in, yes, definitely.
And they can bring you big ribs like in the Flintstones and put it on the side of the car, and then the car just.
I'm going to add a caveat to that one, Chris. Just 2 extra words. Actually, 4 extra words. In Malta, in summer.
Yeah, you have your windows down. It's not with your windows up.
No, it's what's it called? I mean, I would personally actually do it with my windows up with the AC on.
But then you run out of battery. Because you're not allowed to leave your car running when you're there. You got to switch it off.
Exactly.
So if you want to leave your aircon on, that's fine. But I liked it down. I like keeping the windows down, and just because it's nice. There's atmosphere as well. There's people in their own cars doing stuff. Yeah, it's fun.
Daniel Scott Caruana. I don't even go to a normal cinema. Okay. Becky, you can leave the car running with the AC on. It's going to be hot, and be bitten by mosquitoes all the time.
Well, don't go anywhere.
Yes, but okay. So open air cinema. Would you go? Now the rules. Here's an interesting thing about the rules. So to give you an idea, if you go to Luxol, there will be allowed to be about 200 cars in total. to go to something like that, which isn't too bad in the sense if you're a viewer. But 200 cars means that's from the back of Luxol to the very front of Luxol. Have you ever been to Luxol Car Park, Steve?
Let's go. Came cut to burn in Ryan. Just learning. I also learned how to, or started to learn how to drive a motorbike in Luxol, and I only did 2 lessons because for some reason I couldn't turn left. Every time I turned left, the bike would just topple over. So, so I'm like, I can't really do this anymore. So,
but you could spend the rest of your life only, designing routes to only ever turn right.
Turn left.
Just tip over. Yeah. So I have been to Luxol. Yes, is the short answer. Yes.
Yeah, no, because it's gonna be interesting to see all that it works out. But there is, from what I understand, there's about 3 or 4 drive-in cinemas opening up, as well as open air cinemas where people can go on that. And yeah, would you go to open air theater? Let us know. Leave your comments below. I've over the last 24 hours, I've been speaking to a lot of people, and it's been sort of mixed reaction because people are still saying, you know what, I'm still afraid to go outside. I don't want to mix with people. So that's been a general comment over there. But you guys, if it opens on Friday, would you go this Friday?
This Friday, it would be a bit difficult because it would be quite hard for me to get there on Friday. I have to be honest with you.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But, I mean, if it was a drive-in cinema, yes, I would. If it was a drive-in, because I'd like to do something a bit different. So if it was a drive-in cinema, yes. Open air. Again, open air. If it was like in a park, I go for a walk in this park all the time. So if it was in a park and people are kind of social distancing, I might go. I don't know if I'd hang around for 2 hours because then to watch the whole thing, because then obviously in 2 hours people are going to move and it's going to be. But yeah, I don't know if it was a short.
But that's it. Yeah. So Steve brings up a good point because he's saying, people sort of can gather in their own little clumps, but if you're talking about a place that has seating, rows of seats, then that makes it a bit more difficult. I think I'm a little bit more because. People it automatically closes people in a bit more, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I don't know. Would you go, Wes?
I don't. At this moment, I don't think so.
Als je maar contender in die, maar Alec, maar moes.
I don't have the equipment. No, I do know 2 of the people who are running it, and they've asked me for cinema suggestions. In fact, one of them has actually asked. They're doing a small open air cinema, and they've asked if they can actually run a past episode of the Comedy Nights on it, like the live show. And it's in fact something I have to bring up in a meeting shortly. But open air cinema Julian, open air cinema reminds me of the scene in Nuovo Cinema Zero.
I don't know that.
I don't know that.
No, I think it's on the Cinema Paradiso. There's a nice scene where they project onto the side of a building, and that's it's very nice. It's
that's cool.
So that but that's people in there. Well, no, they're sitting down as well. So no, it's not quite the same thing. But anyway, it's very very nice.
I'm not 100% sure if I would go back to cinema right now or go like into public gatherings where there's lots of people. Because at the end of the day, I've already been sick, not with COVID, but I don't feel like getting sick anytime again soon. So I think I'll just keep my distance for the time being. All right. So let's move on. A couple more memes coming your way. And we had the cat one. Don't believe everything you read on the internet about COVID-19, says Bob Dylan, drummer of Metallica. Now, why is this relevant? Well, it's something that's happened to me very recently. I fell for an internet lie. I didn't do all my research, and I let all our viewers down. The lie was this. Cannabis may stop coronavirus from infecting people, a study finds. I didn't dive too much deeper into this, but apparently it's not the case. So I apologize to all our viewers for checking this out, because today when I was actually going through this page that contained this meme, that contained this thing, I then found it had like one of those false information flags.
Oh, so, no.
Sorry, everyone.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah, you can never try. Yeah, the Daily Mail, was it?
No, it wasn't the Daily Mail. I can't remember where I found it, but something like that. And that leads me to my next question. Have you ever fallen for an internet lie?
I did. You actually once.
Oh yes. I'm thinking about the other one.
What? Which other one?
The one where you ended up having to call your wife while she was in a very urgent meeting about human trafficking. After you.
Yeah, but no, but
Okay.
that was no. I called her when I was because I'd just written something great in the adult panto. Which one are you? What are you? Which one are you talking about? What's the internet lie that you're talking about?
That you've been caught by the FBI for.
Yes. Oh my God. A lot of people fell for that scam as well. That was terrible. Scam.
Not quite an internet lie, but it's close.
It's an internet lie. It's a scam. Basically, it was a scam. Yeah. I was just on an adult site, as you know, like it was a Wednesday. So, and then all of a sudden, pop-up pops up saying, "Oh, you, this is the FBI, and you're." And you've broken some law by being on this site. I'm like, what? How? And it was a massive scam. And then actually I called the police. So I was like, hold on. And they're like, what site were you on? I was like, well, I told them what the site was. Can't remember, like X-Hamster or something. I was like, what were you watching? I was like, enough, I don't know, lactating, enough, I don't know what I usually watch. She just started laughing. The woman on the phone was like, so it was yeah, I have fallen for an internet lie. Yes. So
okay.
There you go. Yes. Yeah.
How about you, Chris? Ever fallen for an internet lie?
I don't know. I'm sure I have at some point, but I can't remember. But I'm sure that there's been something that I went that's like, oh, and then turns out not true. But I don't know. I can't think of it right now.
Happens to everyone.
Okay. Oh yeah, no, it happens every now and then. Sometimes you just don't cross-reference something, and it's like, yeah, that sounds about right. That fits in with my worldview. I want to believe that.
Exactly.
Basically, and it happens all the time. Here was just random meme I came across. No mask. He says to the man who's on the
very good.
The boat.
Did you hear the story of the guys who were on that boat who were in the middle of the ocean and didn't realize that COVID had happened, and then they realized when they were trying to go into different ports around the Caribbean, and they weren't let in anywhere, and then they suddenly realized that there was this global thing, and it took them ages to actually get in, and they spent like the first 3 weeks of it all just at sea, completely blissfully
naked.
Ignorant of it all. Yeah, well, probably. Oh, God. But as well as that, completely blissfully ignorant. It was great.
Oh, but how long had they been at sea?
I think they were doing like a year. They were doing like a year's traveling or something. They were.
Yeah, but you can. I can see how it could happen possibly, because if when you think about it, things shut down pretty quickly.
They did, yeah.
So they probably knew that there was COVID somewhere happening.
Yeah, we've heard of it since January. But yeah,
yeah.
But theoretically, if they were coming up say from Africa or something like that, where it was a little bit quieter when it came down to this whole COVID thing at the time, and they spent that sort of like last 2 months crossing somewhere, say from Africa to this. Where they end up in Spain?
No, Caribbean.
They were the Caribbean.
They were the Caribbean.
Okay, yeah. So maybe they crossed over the Atlantic over that period from when they heard some things were rumbling, and then just everything shut. Yeah, it could happen. It could happen. Could very well happen.
So this
dude, I was in quarantine inside the womb for 9 months. Now you're telling me there's one going on outside too. It's more or less like what happened with these guys.
I have a bit of I have an automatic trigger when I see a meme that adds a laughing face to the meme, like a cue of how you're supposed to react.
It's like an instruction. It's like
the visual equivalent of a sitcom laugh track. You know. It's like so it automatically makes me go, no, I will not laugh at you.
Very good.
Because you will not, you don't own me, okay, meme.
Very good.
So I have a very. What does I never say again?
After COVID, I will never again say small is beautiful. I imagine he's referring to COVID itself because it's a small, tiny virus.
I'm imagining he's talking about his home.
Yeah, I think that's what
because
I thought he was maybe talking about this baby.
I'm very jealous about people who have like pools in their homes and stuff like that right now.
Yes, that does help. I had this delicious omelet this morning. I seasoned it with egg, sugar, oil, and chocolate, and threw in a little flour for texture.
Proceed, very good.
This is generally the world of COVID right now, guys. Samuel Jackson can narrate 2020. No offense to Morgan Freeman, but this year requires multiple uses of the word motherfucker. That I can agree with.
Yesterday,
Samuel L. Jackson once tried to pull my sister. So I've heard this from my sister and from someone else who was with her at the time. So yeah, so there you go. Yeah, Hasra, Kiko Abia. How different my life would be.
How would your life be any different?
Well, she'd be my favorite sibling, and I might be hanging out with Samuel L. Jackson at the moment in his wonderful. I imagine he's got a very nice place to hang out in. With the pool.
I've forgotten he was in Jurassic Park.
Beryl.
What?
Yeah, wasn't he in Jurassic Park? I watched it.
Richard Attenborough.
Oh yes, sorry, I mixed up the two.
No, it was Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum.
I mixed up the two. It was Samuel L. Jackson. He plays the computer guy.
Does he?
Yes. The computer guy with the cigarette.
The guy. Oh, I did not know that. I did, but he like dies early on in the film. No, there's the fat guy who dies earlier on in the film.
But it's a spoiler. I don't want to ruin it for people.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Spoiler for this new movie that came out like 30 years ago. This movie came out, but just in case you haven't seen it,
spoiler. 27 years ago. Boom, there you are.
Yes. He dies about halfway through.
Okay, here's an interesting fact, and this I realized this weekend while watching Back to the Future. So in Back to the Future, he goes back to 1955.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Now, and he was from 1985.
Yes.
Now, today, we are further away from 1985 than he was from 1955.
Yeah.
It's just
oh my god,
factoid of life.
Yeah, but didn't you remember when it was Back to the Future Day, when it was actually the date, like 2050?
That's one of the ones I've fallen for because there's been a number of those. They pop off every couple of years.
30 years. So he went back 30 years to 1955, and he went forward 30 years to October 2015. And when it happened, it was like a very big deal. I love Back to the Future, by the way. Perfect films.
It is indeed. And what's it called? The only thing I think that this world is missing is proper hoverboards, because I want one of those.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Oh, there we are. So breaking, the CDC warned the second wave of celebrities singing inspirational songs will be worse than the first. Yes, it will be. Yes, it will be. We can assure you that.
Let's get through it once again. That's what I anticipate.
Yeah, I mean, so far there has. I think there's been one which was half decent, which was the Times Like These one, but there's been so many of these celebrity songs done by so many different people that I was just like, yeah, give us something new. Moving on, a Zoom meeting, audio only, and then with video. Yeah? No? Okay.
I'd say so.
Yeah. So me on January 1st.
I mean, I've had exactly since this COVID thing started, I've had exactly one Zoom meeting. That's it. I don't because my life doesn't really involve Zoom meetings.
But you haven't had any video calls?
What?
No, yeah, you've had
Only
no
with
video
you,
calls?
Wes. You're the only person I know who insists on having video calls. Nobody else does that I talk to. You're the only
all
person.
the time.
I know.
I'm
I know.
all the time.
You're the only person.
Today-
The other day, I had to request that we have a normal phone call. I forgot why, but it was something like, "Oh yeah, I was out." I was like, "I can't."
Yes, because of data. Today I actually did have so I've had a couple of the Zoom call incidents with, for example, my daughter running past naked behind me or something like that. And today I was in a call with a client, and I just hear this screaming. I hear the kids screaming, then the wife screaming and whatever, and I see my client cracking a smile. But like you could just see her. It's like, are you smiling at the screaming? And I had to see how I could save that one, because it was just like the kids were yelling at it. It was chaos. And I was just like, yeah, this is working from home these days, don't you know? And then at least she pissed herself laughing. But it is insane. By the way, you promised me a zombie apocalypse. Where are my zombies? Wait for a murder hornet to sting a COVID-19 patient.
Oh, wow.
What a crossover that would be! Wow, that's like when the guy from Tiger King. There were rumors that he had COVID-19. It's like, whoa, the two most exciting things in the world meet. So yeah, wow, that would be great.
Oh yeah. Now, first there was Corona, then there was Super Hornet. Next, Land Shark.
Oh, we've seen
Will
those.
we be screwed?
We've seen those.
Yeah.
That you showed us a picture of one a few.
Well, that was an air shark. That was properly an air shark, because it was a cross between a seagull and the what's it called. But if they're naming them after loggers, we could be there. We could be there, or various different beers. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably the best shark in the world.
So, how to easily identify a murder hornet? A small teardrop on tattoo under one eye. Oh, thank God for the internet. You don't actually wash your hands. They wash each other while you stand there looking at them like a creep.
Actually, do you guys still do that thing of singing "Happy Birthday" twice?
Yeah, I sing a football. There's a football chant which I kind of sing now. So, and that's the same length of time.
All right, because the other day I caught myself singing "Happy Birthday," but I was singing them. I was going, "A birthday to you, a birthday to you," but then I was like,
really quickly.
It's the purpose. And I realized that I'd been doing it for a while, so it's kind of like,
Just as a question, like, I mean, do you wash your hands if you have been like home for a couple of days or whatever, you haven't been out for a couple of days, so you wash your hands normally because you wash your hands to get rid of crap. But do you still wash your hands for 20 seconds every time?
I don't think I've ever been in the house for 2 days. Like, for instance, I go out every day. So, and whenever I come back, I wash my hands. And I think I generally wash my hands 4 or 5 times a day, even when I'm just at home. Yeah.
Okay, but the whole 20-second sort of scrub down.
Yeah, I can't now. I can't wash my hands if it's not for 20 seconds. Now I'm in that kind of. I can't it takes me 20 seconds to wash my hands now. I can't do it for less.
Yeah, it's 20 seconds, dude. It's not like it. You're there forever. Once you're doing it, you might as well do it properly.
Yeah, Michelle. Yeah. Wow. Sensible words there from Chris.
It's not like you're gonna go take a dump and you think, "Oh no, it's taking too long. I'm done now." When you're still halfway through it,
Pinching out one is a little bit different there. Let's move on to a meme. So, in the grocery store parking lot, I gave a quick honk to get this lady's attention. She gave me a blue gloved middle finger. I guess that's what you're going to be wiping your ass with, because the toilet paper is still on top of your car. It's always important to be nice to everybody you meet.
Always be nice.
You don't think they're telling you off. They could be telling you something nice. Want to hear a coronavirus joke? Sure. Not going to tell you. You might spread it.
What a happy dog! What a happy dog that is.
Yeah, but look at the guy.
The other one is grumpy.
Beautiful.
Oh. When someone likes your status about day drinking, you're just like me, trash.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. That's right. Now, you see, I don't know whether I should laugh at this because it doesn't have the little smiley emoji.
Vero, you're all confused, Chris.
You're confused now.
Yeah.
Remember Ken from Toy Story 3? This is him now. Feel old yet?
Tiger King is amazing. They're going to do a Tiger King movie. Did you hear about that? And Nicolas Cage is going to play. I forgot his name now. He's going to play this guy.
Of course he is. But of course he is.
No, her name is Carol Baskins. What's his name?
Not her. No, Carol Baskin is the baddie. This guy. I forgot his name. I saw it right at the beginning of the lockdown. So yeah. Anyway, but Nicolas Cage is going to play him. So
okay. Yeah, why not?
Any excuse for Nicolas Cage to grow a handlebar mustache, like.
As soon as the gym reopens, I'm bringing this look back.
This is Rocky 3 for people who don't know, and there's an amazing scene in Rocky 3 where Apollo has decided to start training Rocky, and he takes him to the beach because Rocky's just lost it. His manager's died. He's lost it, man. I love Rocky, and Apollo is training him on the beach, and there's this beautiful scene where they're running across the beach, and finally Rocky decides to really get into it. His wife tells him, "Look, you got to do it." He gets into it, and he runs, and they just start celebrating in the scene like they're two 5-year-olds. They just jump on each other and hug each other, and it's. If you can find the video, guys, watch it because it's such an amazing clip of these two tough guys, just kind of hugging each other. It's
frolicking, I believe is the word.
Is the perfect
frolicking?
Yeah,
fantastic.
Description. Yes, it's lovely.
Littered masks and gloves are the new used condoms, but somehow worse. Now, this is, funnily enough, this is being shared by massive Broadway star Konstantin Marilis. So this guy has done all the major roles.
What's he done?
He's done all the major roles on Broadway, including things like Lead of Rock of Ages. He was in Beetlejuice. He's done everything. But yes, litter mask and gloves are the new used condoms, but somehow worse. Agree or disagree on that?
I've seen a few masks in the street, just littered. It's you wonder why are they in the middle of the road? Has somebody just been like, no, that's it. I've used it for half an hour. Now I have to be safe. Can't take this any. I haven't seen any gloves in the street, but masks, I've seen quite a few.
Okay. I think we're coming close to the end of our meme fest. But before we get there, I want to ask this one question before we end the show today. What is the one thing from the old normal that you do not miss?
Old normal.
Meetings.
Okay.
Like I never ever could stand having to go out. Isma, we want to talk to you about a project. Can you come to my office? No. Tell me on the phone. Or explain to me what it is. I'm gonna have to stay driving all the way to enough buried depth to listen to you explain your concept.
I love how Chris buried depth is the end of no. I'm gonna go from all the way from Birkenau to buried depth. What the?
it's now it's nice because people can phone you up and go, Isma, blah blah blah. And you're like, yeah, all right, or no. Yeah. But it saves you having to get into the car and fight the traffic that Joanna is pointing out.
Yeah. Yes, Joanna does not like the car. Does not like the traffic, which I agree. I'm glad the traffic has sort of dissipated somewhat. What about you, Steve? What's the one thing that you miss? Not you miss, that you do not miss.
Very similar. I was going to say. So I miss doing comedy. I miss doing my gigs very much, but I used to hate the driving, and there's a lot of driving here. Sometimes you drive for 4 hours to get to a gig, and then you come back and say, Jesus, you've been driving for 8 hours. I don't like driving. I don't like driving. So I don't miss the driving. That would be the one big thing. I really do not miss the driving, but I do miss the gigs. So you can't have one without the other.
Fair enough. Fair enough. For me, do you know what? I don't miss going into the office. I do not 100% hate this work from home thing. I'm getting sort of used to it in the sense I have my video calls. I'm having my meetings, but online, so I can pack a ton of them into a day. I don't have to see some people. It's like this. I can always like not see some people because, for example, in the office, if I didn't feel like having a meeting with one of my employees or something like that, it's very hard to sort of like brush them off because they know you're there. Whereas like this, oh, I'm in this, I'm doing this, I'm doing whatever. It's much easier to lie, essentially. Angelica doesn't miss dead bugs on buses.
Is that a thing? Does that happen a lot?
It's enough for her not to miss it. So wow.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Wow. Brilliant.
Man, times have changed since we were on the buses.
Exactly. I remember when we'd go out, there'd be schismal. The most exciting thing that we'd find would be like the porn in the bushes. And these guys are finding dead bugs. Like, yeah, man. Times have definitely got worse.
Wow. Oh yeah. That doesn't sound. That sounds pretty terrible. Okay.
Bugs on buses.
Okay.
What's your route?
Yeah. If it...
Yes.
She goes down
mismanaging time. Julian, can you be a bit more specific? Mismanaging time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit general, isn't it? Like
you can still mismanage time in the current situation. I mean, I have.
Yes. Yeah. It's easy to get lost in like that. That's one thing that you have to be very careful for in something like this, because when you're I don't know, reading on something, you can go from that article to another article, or you can just go on, and then you've lost like 3 hours of your life. And it was something trivial that sort of set you off on that. That's the one thing that work from home.
You just described the life of a writer, Wes.
Exactly, dude. All the time.
You just described a writer.
Oh yeah, it's a thing.
Oh yeah, it's a thing from
ants all the way to cockroaches. Wow. All right. Running around like a blue-assed fly.
Okay, fair enough. That is more specific. Yes. Running around the island.
You're going around. But yeah, it's similar to what I was saying, sort of thing. Just running around. Oh, sorry, we're at the more ambush. Not I'm a duck. Go and pick up this one. Go and pick up that thing. Go and do this. Now everything's delivered here. If I want to talk to someone, I pick up my phone, or if it's Wesley, I switch on my computer.
Exactly.
I'll start calling you out in WhatsApp video now, so that you can pick up your phone. Okay.
Just call him on the landline. Go old school.
It's so funny, man. Every time he wants to talk to me, I receive a link. I'm like, oh, okay. Don't you find, it makes me feel. It makes me feel like I'm sort of like a low key James Bond kind of thing.
It will self-destruct in 30 seconds.
But don't you find video calls at least better than audio calls? Because you get reaction, you get facial reaction for it. It gives that added.
No.
I don't find I lose anything in translation there.
No, I'd rather be doing something else whilst talking to you, like folding laundry or something.
Exactly. When you're on
in fact, my clients, usually when we start off a video call, they all have their video off, and then they see my video on, and they say, "Oh shit, I'm gonna have to turn this on." But yeah, it's a good technique.
That's the thing, though, isn't it? That's the thing. It's that pressure of switching, of being the first one to switch on your video, and and you want to see someone else in the video, like,
shit. Yep, I do it every single time, and I kid you not.
You mark cover down when you're still comfortable keeping your video off, but apart from that,
I might cover that. He's cutely comfortable with the rotary phone. Might cover that.
Now, I think we're just hold on. Chris is already James Bond, though, just with a different name.
Yeah, Chris. Exactly. Every time I see Chris, I think Moonraker. Yeah, Chris.
So, Chris, you make your video calls shaken, not stirred. Yeah.
I would if he'd let me keep my video off, Julian. I would.
There you go.
Let's go to our final meme of the day before we round up this show. And this is a prediction for the next 12 months. So January, Australia is on fire. February, Kobe dies. March, COVID-19 comes to kill us all. April, economy tanks. UFOs are real. May, giant murder hornets. So far, everything's been true.
Yeah.
June, underground crab people are discovered and they eat humans. July, April, apes with guns on horseback come for the human race. August, Godzilla comes out of the ocean and he's pissed. September, zombie outbreak as a result of COVID-19 vaccination testing.
That's going to happen. That's going to happen.
Yeah, most likely. Most likely. October, My Little Pony turns out to be real and they eat humans also. November, second wave of crab people. December, Cthulhu comes out of the ocean and he's pissed. Jan 2021, aliens invade planet Earth. February 2021, Cleveland Browns win the Super Bowl. March 2021, The Rapture. And April 2021, Avengers 5 comes out.
If My Little Pony turns out to be real, my daughter will be so pleased. She'll be whilst the pony is eating her alive, she'll be like, "Yay!"
Yay! Sparkle Ass or whatever their name is.
Sparkle Ass.
Sparkle Ass.
Yay! Sparkle Ass.
Sparkle Ass is actually spot on, Wes.
Yay! Sparkle Ass.
Yes. Don't worry. I've been thrown these My Little Pony names by my daughter, and I just know everything is something fucking sparkle. And
Sparkle Ass, Wes.
Yeah, you can. That's where I think the sun shines from. All right, guys. This has come to the end of today's show. So thank you very much for joining us. Unless anybody wants to give us something for the show, in the sense, would like to say someone. Apparently, April 2021 is going to be lit.
We got an Avengers fan.
The Avengers.
Avengers fan there. Yeah, it's going to be lit. It will be lit. Probably on fire as the whole world burns up.
I've still got to watch the Avengers. The problem is that Wesley recommended them to me, these Avengers movies. But the thing is, Wesley also recommended that I watch Glee. So I have to take his recommendations about what to watch with a bit of a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
Season 1 of Glee was a good teenage movie.
That
was good teenage fare.
You see. He was like,
I said
he was like
30.
He was like 38 when it came out. You know?
Oh, fuck off! No, I was not. We came out how long ago? That was 2008. I was 28 years old.
He was 28. He was 28 back then. Mesquite.
I was 28 years old. That was 12 years ago.
Half the demographic. Not.
See this? Our show today took less time than the PM's speech, and actually had more valid content. So yes, we've come to the end of today's show. If you do like it, you can always leave us a tip. Go to paypal.com/comedy nights. We will be back on Thursday for more. Actually, should we tell them what happened at the end of last Saturday's show? What happened?
Oh my god! So last Saturday's show was good, and then it ended, and then it became better because we were talking about Wesley can tell you because it's Artists United, right? So for people who don't know what Artists United is, do you want to tell them, Wes?
Yeah, sure. So Artists United is a sort of
initiative
event we're organizing. It's an initiative we're organizing on the 6th of July. The date might change because we're actually because of light of the recent news, we might be changing it by a couple of days. But it's essentially performers for performers. The one big thing that that you might not know is that performing artists are going to be the last to recover from the COVID-19 crisis when it comes down to the financial side of their life. You have most people have gone back to work. Hotels are going back to work. You have I mean, look at these two poor boys here below me. These two guys here, they are earning no money. They will earn no money for the foreseeable future. But what Artists United is doing is actually raising awareness about this and helping raise money for people like these two guys here. We're going to be joining together with lots of names. I can announce a first name today. We have Joseph Kalea who's joining us. And we also have Red Electric who's joining us. There's a whole list of many other people. And we'll be announcing them
And have
in
you
coming
seen the
days.
list, Steve? Have you seen the list? There's a whole list of people, and then like 20, 25 people down the list. There's you and me.
Oh wow! Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look at that. Wow! So excited. Wow.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a great event. Live
But anyway, so
but yes, we're raising money to help people out.
Oh yes. So on Saturday, Wesley was bigging it up, saying, like, we've got these amazing names, and then he told
much bigger. Hold on, much bigger than I could even imagine. I'm like, wow. Now Wesley's got a big imagination. So if they're bigger than he can imagine, it's like this is going to be massive.
And so he told us the names, and they are impressive. But I thought, but Steve and I were kind of like, oh, at this rate, we thought you were going to mention, I don't know, world famous band or something. And he's like who? And
Chris says,
I said, well, I don't know, Matchbox 20.
biggest band in the world. Biggest band in the world.
Biggest band in the world. And Wesley says,
I'll get him.
Let me send the manager a message, which he does in that instant. And the manager replies with a message that says, "New phone, who is this?"
Yeah. and just to make sure that you guys, what's it called? Where is it over here? Yes, that is a fact. I mean, hold on, let's get over there. Let's bring it up to this. Okay, let's see. Can you see the top of my phone?
Yeah,
Not really. You're
Hold on.
tiny
Let's
thumbnail.
do this. Yes, let me bring it up from a thumbnail. So this is an actual fact. Let's put it over there.
New phone, who is this? It's Wes from Quizando.
What's up?
Corona.
Yep. Anyway, the conversation goes on, and we're still waiting on an answer from his manager, but yeah, so it's either going to be Rob Thomas or Matchbox 20 or neither of them, depending on whether they give a shit about Malta or not.
You mean neither of them might make it onto the show?
It could be a possibility.
Rob Thomas, he's dead to me.
But he's not gonna want to come and do a show for Wesley from Quizando.
What's even more impressive is that this manager has got an impressive roster of people on his page, including get this, George Michael. It's like, dude.
He just emailed me. He just emailed me and asked for more information.
Did he? Whoa. What? Like now?
Yes. Like this second, I just got an SMS. This second. Literally said I need more information. So you never know. We might have
for George Michael.
Asking for George Michael there, right? This one. If that Matchbox 20 can't make it, what are the chances of getting George Michael?
Yeah. That's exactly what I'll do. That is exactly what I'll do. But yeah. So hey, fun times in Ridgemont High. Okay, guys, we've just gone over an hour. Thank you very much for joining us for another edition of Comedians Cooped Up with Corona. And we'll be back Thursday, maybe with some more news about Matchbox 20 or George Michael.
George Michael.
George Michael.
Shall we do like a deep fake over there? Fake.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you later, guys. Bye-bye. We have no music today, so.
Oh, I have no music. Oh, yeah.